He's doing another video about cassettes? What is this madness? Isn't his channel called Eyezz? Hey friends, welcome to Eyezz. I'm Jarrett New, and today we're going to talk about my awesome field trip to Burger Records in Fullerton, California. And I'll tell you all about its unique style, its laid-back atmosphere, and most importantly, its thriving cassette culture. But before we get to all of that, let's hop in the car and drive over. So this is Burger Records, and when you first walk in, I'm gonna warn you right now, it does smell a little of weed. I'm guessing that maybe after work, they locked the doors and you know. But I didn't see anyone smoking while I was in the shop, so that's good. And after a few minutes, you really don't even notice it anymore, so it's totally fine. Now, the layout of the shop is like this. All the vinyl records are in the center, the left, and the right of the shop, but cassettes are only against the left and rear wall. And we'll get back to all those awesome cassettes in a minute. But overall, the shop is very bright and colorful. The walls are an eye-catching lime green color, and there's all sorts of personalized framed artwork on the walls. And the bottoms of the record bins are covered in this burlap material. There's also a few cats that roam around the shop and hide underneath those crates, so I thought that was kind of neat. I haven't seen cats at a record store before. Basically, this place reminded me of kind of like a little mini Amoeba Records, because although the venue was small, it had so much culture, style, and music packed into one place. And the atmosphere was very chill, relaxed, and down to earth. Now, even though I saw several people come and go during my visit, the shop never felt crowded, loud, or hectic. So essentially, this is the kind of laid-back place where you can spend an entire Saturday afternoon discovering great music. And to help you find that great music, they have this kick-ass listening station in the center of the store where you can preview both your vinyl records and cassettes before you buy them. Now, this listening station was the main reason I spent 3 hours at this shop, which definitely is way longer than my average visits to record shops. I arrived at 2:30 p.m. and I left around 5:30ish. I really, didn't want to leave because honestly I was having such a good time, but I was hungry. So that's how it goes. They're called Burger Records, but alas, there were no burgers to be found. Now, getting back to the listening station, the coolest thing of all is that you can grab a stack of cassettes off the wall and sit down in front of the cassette deck and preview them one after another, because even though these were brand new cassettes, they were not wrapped in plastic, so you could just easily take them out, pop them in the deck, and see if you like it. And of course, in addition to cassettes, you can also preview the used vinyl records over there as well. So overall, I had a lot of fun with that station, and, this is very important, I didn't feel rushed while I was listening and previewing my music, which was nice. Now, speaking of their cassettes, every year Burger Records releases between 200 to 300 brand new cassettes on their Burger Records label with bands or artists that they choose to work with. And the kind of music that they release is an eccentric mix of a lot of different genres. Everything from synthwave, noise, indie punk, garage rock, psychedelic rock, and folk music, just to name a few. So if you're into that kind of music and you can play cassettes, you should definitely check them out. And on average, their tapes tend to be only about $5, which is pretty cheap. Now, they also have a good selection of comedy, jazz, rock, world, indie, and soundtrack music on vinyl, and a small selection of 45 RPM singles. Also, when I was digging around, I discovered a milk crate full of music-related VHS tapes under one of the bins as well, which I thought was pretty interesting. So really, there's something for everyone at the shop, regardless of what you're into. Now, I've kept you waiting long enough, let's see what I got. First of all, in their jazz section, I noticed this Grover Washington Jr. album, and I had to have it. I've been a big fan of his ever since I picked up his album Wine Light, which is a jazz masterpiece. Now, this album in particular is All the King's Horses, and it was only $7. After I previewed it at the listening station, I knew I had to pick it up. Next up, I got 3 cassettes that I bought for $5 each. The first one is the Shiva's Better Off Dead, which has a nice, slow, psychedelic rock vibe. The second second one is Slow Coda, You Again, and this is good alternative rock music. I also feel that this LA-based band is gonna do well in the future. And last of all, we have the third and final cassette, which is Two Sheds Assembling. This is good indie folk music. The lead singer, Caitlin Gutenberger, has a great voice, and I'm sure she's gonna go far as well. I also wanted to read you this brief liner note, which I thought was pretty neat and worth mentioning. Assembling is an experiment, a dare, written over the course of 2 days, recorded mostly live in 4 days. We hope you enjoy this document of a moment in our lives during the spring of 2014. Thank you for listening. Isn't that nice? Two Sheds seems pretty cool, and I hope they do well. Overall, Burger Records has been in business for about 7 years now, and it's a cool little shop if you ever find yourself in Fullerton, California, or if you decide to make the drive there like I did, you're definitely not going to regret it. Now, if you enjoy these field trip videos, join the vinyl revolution and hit subscribe, because I'm going to be coming out with a lot of great videos every week that you're not going to want to miss. Be sure to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more. All my social media links are down below, and most importantly, friends, keep spinning that vinyl. I really want a burger now.